are we actually playing because people like what we bring to the table, or is it we need to fill a spot and it's because they're hot?
Do you think that we should be thinking of ourselves when it comes to musicians and musicianship as a gender qualified role?
Persevere, stay positive, and keep on practicing.
I think Laura and I probably have more balls than most of the men that we know.
Oh,
We'll
yes.
get to the bigotry and anti-bigotry a little bit later.
At the end.
But out of respect to who the Russian dolls are, I will not be editing out any of that.
Thank you very much.
Please don't cancel me for this.
You're listening to the Baascast Briefs. Just because it's short doesn't mean it can't be fun.
Enigiets wat Laura tik op 'n WhatsApp is miscommunication. Jy
Ek moet
dit
'n voice note gee.
in woorde gee. Like I read it and I'm like, what the fuck was this?
Hoe die hel kyk julle ooit saam?
Let's keep that to the podcast.
We're also trying to figure it out still.
Welcome back to the Baascast. My name is Baas de Beer and this is my cast. On my cast today, I have two lovely ladies. Oh, sorry, they couldn't make it. They were replaced by the Russian dolls. They're friends, I'm allowed to say that. Anyway, hello, Yella.
Hello.
Welcome.
Donkey, welcome to you.
Well, thank you so much. You're the first one to welcome me to my own Baascast.
You're welcome.
Now, before we get to chatting, I just need to give a quick shout out. That always, thanks so much that we can shoot here. It's fantastic. Really thoroughly enjoying it. And then also just want to thank Audio Torch in this case for giving us the cameras to use. And last but not least, a very unknown benefactor that decided to contribute to the Baascast. He refuses to be named. So thank you so much. You keep this thing going. If you two like what I'm doing here and you want to see more of this shit, you know, get in touch. I can make use of your money in a very positive way and give you marketing and stuff. Anyway, back to you, ladies. How you doing?
Good.
Lekker.
I must say it feels fun to have you with the microphones, and I need to be the arsehole holding a microphone in this
So
episode.
normally we are the assholes.
Yeah,
What
but
are you
see,
trying to say?
I spent some good money on microphones to make you guys hands-free.
My name is Laura, not Mike. Thank you.
I did not spend money on Laura. I would like to point that out. I
You
spent
also
money
haven't
on
spent
Mike.
any money on me.
Listen, there's a very good reason why I decided to wear my rude shirt to you guys, to your chat, to your episode. I couldn't wear it to the Sarah Jade chat because
She's just so
she's young
sweet.
and innocent and sweet.
But
And
can we say what that says?
oh yeah, fuck it.
It's fucking hilarious. Who is ek single? Fuck, ek weet nie.
Check out my shirt. It's
I
my
didn't
official
even
merch
know
for
he
my
was
band,
hilarious.
Dolomit van Springs. I know, if you have to tell someone you're hilarious, does it even
Just
count?
points all.
Yeah, you see,
It's point.
let people figure that out self.
I know, this is such a contradictory, hypocritical shirt. I do have a hypocrite version of the shirts as well, that you misspell the word fucking so that people don't think you swear, but you make them think the ugly word. So yeah.
Huh.
We got completely derailed.
Yes, we did. We're at Railway, so
Railways.
it's possible.
Anyway, so these are the Russian dolls. Pretty much what you see now and how we started this thing is how they are on stage. So I'm not going to bother with weird things like, so who are you and what do you do and how old were you when you realized you wanted to entertain? Screw that. Let's get into the nitty gritty.
37.
Russian dolls, what makes you weirder than other bands?
We are absolutely unique, but completely different every day.
You never know what you're going to get because it's going into a vortex of a black hole. One moment you think you're this, and then the moment you realize, oh, they're like the swapsies.
So basically,
just
your only
something.
consistent aspect is your inconsistency.
Absolutely.
Does that go
Absolutely.
to the stage as well? Like one day you're good, one day you're shit.
Yes.
I don't even think that. I don't think we're good.
My
in
opinion.
shit.
My opinion.
I think the main thing is that I need to check in with Laura half an hour before a gig to find out what the energy will be that we will be presenting. And we feed off that. So we don't, even if I know that she's in a certain type of mood, she will then pick up that I'm in a certain type of mood, and when we're on stage, that mood will change completely because how we project one another.
Yeah, what she's trying to say is the song. So there are certain songs
So
Yes.
just
we
correct me.
play super fast and lively, and then without me knowing, it's super chilled and it's a different vibe. It's more like your indie. So that's why I say Russian dolls is more like Russian roulette. You really don't know what you're gonna get.
And that keeps it exciting. I think in this
Exactly.
era of, you know, people wanting the fresh experience every time they do anything, it is kind
Exactly.
of cool to have the fresh experience with one band. I've seen you at various places. I've seen you, for instance, at Railways, and I can attest to the fact that even though the songs might be the same and you are the same, it is definitely an energy matched experience when you see you perform at a different venue. Just as a question on that, you know, how important is it for you guys to get along off stage? You know, do you get along off stage?
Oh, no, fuck me. Ew.
And are you dating?
No.
Yes, we are.
No. Only on a Sunday. No.
No, not on a Sunday. I've got a different girl on a Sunday.
Of course, Vincent.
No, Irma.
Vincent.
I've got Irma on a
Sorry,
Sunday.
Vincent.
She's mine.
That's
my girlfriend.
I think if Laura and I had to meet in a general setting, we probably would not have been friends.
Yeah.
I think the fact that we respect who we are individually and not having any, I don't have any expectations from her. She doesn't have any from me, and we don't judge based on what someone did the night before. We can support and we can give our opinion, and it's respected.
Everybody makes mistakes.
So yeah,
And that's how we are. I mean, if you make mistakes on stage, we actually embrace it because we recover well.
and we
obviously.
don't have a choice.
But we'd like to portray that we are musicians, we are humans, and a live show, you will get the small mistakes and the oopsies here and there, or tripping over your own cable.
And we don't take that off stage.
Exactly.
It's,
We don't go cuck each other out behind the closed doors, and we give each other a hug and says, yes, you well recovered on that one. Now we know where to identify our shortcomings.
You know what makes your band better?
What?
Tequila.
Yes.
Oh, wow. There we go. And it's got salad.
How's that for timing?
But I think they got it wrong.
They
It was
got the
our
order wrong, but it's
silvers.
fine. That's
It's okay.
mine.
I'll have the gold.
No.
You see, she's high maintenance. I'm not. I just take whatever you get.
Thank you so much, dude. Appreciate it. Yeah, I'll have this round. You can add to mine.
Oh, thanks, bossy.
Donkey.
See, I am nice, but only if you're a hot woman.
Oh,
my
wow.
goodness.
Hashtag patriarchy.
Sure. Okay, just
Phew.
because we're women.
Phew.
Only,
Okay.
do you really think I'd be wanting to buy you tequilas if you're ugly dudes?
No, because we're amazing human beings.
Sure, whatever. Anyway, listen,
Well,
that was,
his boobs are bigger than ours. So I
Fair
mean,
enough.
I
Fair
think
enough.
in all fairness,
All right, well,
Listen.
let's do this.
Cheers. Thanks.
to the patriarchy. Oh, God.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You know what's the worst part of that? Even though we all know that we are talking cock and that was a joke, there
Yeah.
might be people listening to this
Yes.
now thinking that we are serious bigots.
Oh,
We'll
yes.
get to the bigotry and anti-bigotry a little bit later.
At the end.
But out of respect to who the Russian dolls are, I will not be editing out any of that shit.
We respect that.
And
Yeah.
because that was literally the point that I was getting to before we got so incredibly rudely interrupted by tequila. Oh no.
The rudeness.
Was that is why I think I do like the Russian dolls, because
We raw.
the Baas de Beer persona on stage really resonates with the Russian dolls ethos, if I can put it that way, because my entire brand is you get me, fuck ups and all. I realize the importance of having a polished product, a pre-prepped set, and I'm really thankful that there are people who do that. But I think that for people like us, we are sitting at the same side of the fire on this. I think that would ruin half the personality.
Yes.
Well, yes, and I agree and disagree with that one. So she knows obviously we had this conversation before the cast started, is my OCD, and I like to do things by the book and be prepared and all those fancy little things. But then she comes along and she teaches me something very important, is stop overthinking. Stop it. Because when I overthink, things happen. So that's why I agree and disagree. The way we do things right now and the way things I do as myself, it kind of clashes. But in the Russian dolls, I kind of break out of that set
Yeah.
thing.
I think that this is the important thing that I've learned from Laura, is that when you have someone that you can relate to, in a sense of being a human, and then taking the faults, embracing that, allowing her to have her OCD moments. I mean, she will have an OCD flip out of note. I will light a cigarette. I will wait for her to just go through the moments and the movements. And then when I put my cigarette down, I'll say, okay, this is where we are. Let's start, and we sort it out. So she had a time to work through her emotions. We get to a solution and we carry on. And having that in a teammate, because that's what we are. We're not a band. We're not even really friends off stage, if you want to put it like that. But we're a partnership where we embrace each other.
I get
Yeah,
goosebumps.
we embrace
You
each
really are
other's-
sitting there with goosebumps.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
That,
we
exactly.
embrace each other's the things that we go through, the emotions that we go through. and we can resonate with that
Together.
and then even I don't try and fix her problems, but I will sort of relate my own personal experiences, and then she matches my energy. I mean, if I'm angry, then she will match it 70 times. And the fact that no one's been throat punched in the last 2 years.
And by you mean
2.5
no one,
years.
you mean either of you on stage, by either of you.
No, like anyone that I'm unhappy with, she will double up on that without having any reason, because she's just got my back.
But I think that is the beauty of you as a unit. You can definitely see that you complement each other. Not just, hey, you're beautiful. I mean, like, where you might be the overthinking partner in this space, you are the freeing idea, but where you can easily get law scope and go on it.
Exactly.
And then she reins me a little bit
So you
back.
kind of like, remember, it still has to make sense. Whereas I have that all on my own. So that's where my split personality does come in handy.
Oh, you always need that.
I mean, I am my own
You're
worst
your own
enemy.
best friend and worst enemy.
You need someone to bounce it off of, and you've got your extra personality. So I think that's fine.
Yeah. But listen, I mean, the way that you guys perform on stage, I want to ask a question, and please don't hate me for it, but I'm trying to get behind why, especially female artists, always feel to phrase things like, as a female artist, as a woman in the industry, as, a product of the vagina, or whatever it is that women are called nowadays.
Oh, you are also a product of
I'm
the
a
vagina. Sorry.
a wearer of the vagina, whatever it is. Do you think that we should be thinking of ourselves when it comes to musicians and musicianship as a gender qualified role? Do you see yourselves as women in the industry, or are you artists first?
I'm artist.
Artist first.
I'm an artist
Artist
because I don't feel that you should be, for lack of a better word, judged because of what sex you are. Because we had our opportunities. I would not be in the music industry if it was not for Vince, if it was not for Illamar, if it was not for Chris.
Renier Prince on my side, Bainan Dafel, and also Wouter.
Exactly, and they opened up the industry. But as a female artist, it is a little bit difficult, but we feel that, I don't want to offend anyone, the sexism out there in the music industry. So what I want to say is, I'm an artist. Don't look at me because I'm a girl, I'm a woman, I look the way I do. I'm an artist. I work just as hard as any other male. I show up, I put my hand up, and I do my thing.
And we work, be rehearsed.
Exactly,
Well,
and regardless
be rehearsed.
of what we look like or who we are.
But also on that note, the amount of times in the last year that, let me start with this. I think female in the music industry, we have a different theme. When we sing, it's mostly about heartbreak and what he did to us and what he did wrong, and males have got a whole more party vibe, even if they sing sad songs. So already what we bring to the table is different. But for the last year, when we've booked, let's say, Millipop Festival or a Railways gig, whenever I speak to one of my male artist colleagues and I say, yes, we're playing this gig, we haven't had much time to get through it, to see what we're playing, and I'm a little bit nervous. Every single time the reaction I get is, don't worry, at least you're hot. So what does that bring to the table? Are we, now we're second guessing, like, are we actually playing because people like what we bring to the table? Or is it we need to fill a spot and it's because they're hot? And I think that's the thing that we want to get over. It's like, neither of us has really got boobs or
we can have a competition later.
Or we sit with the yeah, you win. Or we sit with the Barbie good looks or anything. So then we start getting angry. Like, why are we on stage? Is it because you want to fill a spot and draw customers because you think we're hot? Or is it because we actually bring music, talent, original songs? Because that's the only thing we really play.
So what we want is just to be seen as a fellow artist. We do exactly what everybody else does. I just want to,
regardless from the fact that we bring the
I
vagina
want
to
that
the stage.
stereotypical way of thinking just to be void.
Okay, but here's my counter to that. Not a counter to negate what you said. I actually thoroughly enjoy what you said about that, and hearing your perspective on this experience is very interesting compared to my chat with Sarah Jade before. And if you want to see her opinion as a lesser experienced musician, she was very, very impolite about calling me old in the podcast.
Oh, shy.
She basically, so
But she is so young.
she's very much younger
She's
than we are.
amazing.
And I mean, you guys are somewhere in between me and her. So point is,
think I'm
to
more.
hear your perspective on pretty much the same issue is very interesting. But I want to challenge you on something you said. You keep saying on the one hand, you know what, you want to be taken seriously, artist first, artist first, artist first. Yet still the noises that you make still sound like, you know, as a female in the artist, as if we should still always be keeping in mind that, oh, but you are a female in the artist, a female artist in the scene. Yet you also want us to forget that you're a female artist in the scene. What is the balance that we should be achieving there?
I just want to say, basically, you opened up that conversation while asking us, so saying,
a female
artist.
Yes.
I think if it was up to me and Laura, it would have just been
As an artist.
without
So
having the opinion that
you
we're
did
female or
open up
not.
that question, so
It's almost like I like to stir shit.
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah,
So you
we
put
had
it in
to
there,
answer.
but this is not an argument. What I kind of mean is to state that I am a female. Okay, I'm going to walk away from that. I'm a bassist. So you know, there's a lot of non-bassists
Really?
that aren't
Is that
females.
what you're doing?
Yeah, yeah. So there's not a lot of female bassists out there, and I always get, oh, you look so hot on stage, you move so well on stage. And then I ask, but how did I sound?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
So it's very difficult to not be mean, and it's very difficult to be Switzerland in that
Yes.
manner, and to say it's a new era. So let's all be equal and not say, but you don't know enough, and you're not strong enough, you're not.
I mean,
powerful
honestly, I
enough,
think
or-
Laura and I probably have more balls than most of the men that we know. So I mean, don't even try. And I mean, we're not feminine at all.
No, I mean, in contrast to a lot, you don't jump on stage in the stereotype of, look, I want to slut myself up or have a
No.
glittery
like
pink fairy experience.
exactly, and those women on stage that wear next to nothing and little patches on their nipples. We're not that.
Here's the thing,
We want
all
to be
kudos
seen the
to
same.
them, but why is
Yes.
that seen as female empowerment? Whereas I would personally rather see, holy shit, there is a female bassist that's making waves and recording shit and, you know,
Maybe
getting
the
booked for big
audience
gigs.
is the problem. Maybe the people that we play to are the problem. They have to change their mindset. I mean, the only thing that we can actually offer is that what we bring to stage when we are on stage.
I think it's
how
the
you
media's
perceive
fault
it.
that should stop celebrating nudity, or no, stop
We should always
stop.
celebrate nudity.
I
I'm
replace my
sorry.
word. That should not replace nudity for talent.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
because I'm all for nudity, and don't get me wrong. Like, I mean, there's a fucking hound dog inside of me that would say, my personal preference, if you had to put things to numbers, if you're a woman and you play bass, you're already a 4 out of 10. Doesn't matter whether I've seen you or not. And if you wear boots at that, you're already
And
an
if
8.
you have blue hair, then you're 10.
I mean, but
Bit crazy.
you know, that is not to be confused with the music, with the artistry. And I mean,
Exactly.
as I said in the previous cast with Sarah, it's also for me a case of, it's easier to get booked. You need to recognize you've got, as she so Gen Z-ishly
Do you think it's
flamed it,
easier to be booked when you're female?
when you're hot. It is what she taught me the word pretty privilege, right?
Pretty
There's a pretty
But she is
privilege.
pretty.
Yes, she
Yeah.
is.
Yeah,
So
she
are
is
you
pretty.
guys. You're a really hot woman. But the point is, to get booked again is more difficult, I reckon, because now you've got that holy shit expectation from the crowd on you. Oh, they are. That's why they are there. And let's prove. You need to prove yourself in a certain sense.
But also, this is what I found, is that no one will come and watch your show because you're hot.
They will come for the second time because you make good music. I will disagree. They will come watch the first time because
But I
you're
don't
hot.
think, I think they're there, and then by accident, they see that this is actually playing, and then they say, oh, she's hot.
We had this opportunity to play at Millipop. They invited us to play,
Oh,
and that was
lovely
amazing.
festival. Loved
And
it. Also, the llama that made us
yes,
camp
but
too far
that's
from
a
the spot,
different
and then
story.
I broke my ankle. That was amazing.
Yeah, that was the
And
other
then-
story also. But
Then
the
Laura went to sleep at sorry. It was a good festival. Loved it.
the beautiful thing is we played the gig. There was a lot of people there, surprisingly.
Had a
And
lot
what
of
was
great
nice
feedback.
is we had a bunch of guys. They didn't say one thing about how we look or how we move or anything. They said they were curious to see what was happening at main stage, and they couldn't leave. They enjoyed
Yeah.
our music. And again, goosebumps. That
That was
means so
amazing.
much more to me.
And
that
men coming us, seeing as we are now female in the
Yeah,
coming
it
to us
means
and
more
say,
to me
give
to
us
say
advice.
you played amazingly. How do you do it? And instead of saying, you move so great, you look so great.
What's your number?
That was so special to us, that they see us as equals, women in the industry, but as equals, to say, your music is amazing. We could not leave.
Yeah, the one guy was like, I'm in the bathroom and I couldn't get back to you soon enough.
Exactly.
And that's why I think like these festivals, because it's sort of, when you go to a live show, you have an expectation. When you go to a festival, you just want to have fun. So festivals to me, and I really want to praise festivals for booking anyone who they think has got some talent. It brings you to a place where everyone's at the same level. They just want to have fun. They want to enjoy something. And when they then actually enjoy something, that's when you get your best feedback. And interaction with the crowd, which I really enjoy.
Exactly.
So that brings us then to the question to say, an event like Galpalooza happening on the 8th and the 9th? No, sorry. An event like Galpalooza on the 9th and 10th at Klitsgras, right?
Well
All
done.
female lineup. And why is that important, do you think, to have that showcase to show that, you know, look, here's a fucking good lineup that will entertain you, but it's all women. Do you think there's a purpose, a place for it? What's the reasoning there?
Yes.
I love it, just the energy. For us, I mean, I don't give a shit about whoever is attending that festival. I love you guys, please attend. But for me to be in a space where we are females, I mean, we've got Jolene, we've got Miel, we've got Sarah, we've
a
got
whole bunch.
Floyd.
Tori.
Yeah, I mean,
Tori's there as well.
just for us as musicians to spend that time with fellow musicians, it's an amazing thing in the artist industry where we have females supporting one another. I don't find jealousy amongst the female artists. I find it more from the men to the women.
Interesting. Elaborate?
I find that men are getting a little bit sensitive when women are booking more gigs than they are. And I find that female, because we are very sensitive to where we book because of the safety issue, that we tend to be very selective to where we book, so we don't become, what do you call it? We're not like a prop. It's not like, oh, we've got a space, let's book these people.
Yes, I was in a band and I was literally the prop for the band.
Yeah,
You understand?
But I
So
mean,
it's what I don't want.
we become a selective group of artists.
to say, hey,
someone
look,
says,
there's women in the industry, give them a chance.
but I mean, if someone says that, I mean, you're not going to see the Russian dolls at every single opportunity. I mean, it's not like you can see us Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That's not an option. But there's a lot of other bands that you will. I mean, they book so many gigs. So I find with females that we're not jealous. We're very
Supportive.
selective to where we perform. And it becomes sort of it's a thing that if you can go and watch Jolene.
I think it's more of an awareness to say, look, we understand
You
there
see, we
are.
don't think the same at
No,
all,
because I
ever.
see it differently. Because I think there needs to be more of an awareness. Because most people assume, especially your restaurants and your festivals and those type of places, they expect bands to be a female-fronted vocalist, for example, with a male-backed backline or a guitarist, where the two of us are purely women only, and we prefer it that way. I think it's just creating an awareness to say there are actually women musicians out there, discover them and incorporate them in the industry, and let's all be on the same oomph, you know, to
and with
support each other.
Galpalooza, it's such a big energy with all the
Supporting.
females coming
Very
together to
supportive.
support one another that there's no other way to describe the energy as magnetic. Because you walk into this space where you've got so many artists.
Everybody
And
respects
it's
each
just
other.
such a. Now I'm getting goosebumps. It's
like,
just it's
a
such
good
a
feeling.
You walk in there and you cannot. There's no way that you cannot feel inspired, motivated, empowered.
Where do you go to a festival where artists share their experiences
And we
and
sit
their
and cheer.
ideas with
We
each
sit
other?
and cheer.
You
Sarah's
don't.
playing,
Most
everybody's
festivals
like,
I attend, that happens.
No, I'll
Most
disagree with
festivals,
you.
someone's vomiting, someone's still sleeping because he's got bubblers, someone else is tripping on some sort of thing that they put in the water. But with Galpalooza, there's an absolute honesty amongst the artists because we all appreciate what it took to be on that stage.
Now,
And that's what it's about.
seeing as you guys are obviously slightly more experienced in this thing we call life,
So you're telling me I'm old?
no,
Fine, I am.
no. What I'm saying is that I think that you might have a bit of wisdom accumulated through the years, some things that you might have learned on your journey to where you are at now, that some young girl sitting at home thinking, maybe I want to be a rock star in this industry. Maybe I want to not follow the traditional pop route to be things. If I can say, let's bring this chat to a sort of close, but I would love to hear some insight from you guys. What would you be telling a younger version of yourself, 18, 19-year-old, starry-eyed, wanting to go into this industry, scared of maybe what the things are that you've heard about it, because, what you see in the media versus what you see at gigs, it can be daunting. Impart some wisdom.
Boom.
You want to go? Okay. So I am not a veteran or anything in the industry. Lockdown came and I decided to pick up the bass.
Can I just give you a fact? Laura was actually, what did you do? You did the roller
derby.
No, that's how we met for the first time.
Yes, roller derby,
things.
badass fucking woman. She can get on roller skates and go up
and knock other people over.
Knock other people over, break your nose, and then due to COVID, she couldn't do that anymore. Shame.
So let's get back to the music.
So, but that is awesome, though.
Yeah, but it is because
before she breaks my nose.
I always, from a little girl, I wanted to play bass, but I never had the opportunity. So I've got this amazing boyfriend that allowed me into his realm of music.
That is from Monday to Friday, right?
What?
Your boyfriend, because you've got me on Saturday, and who's your girlfriend on
Anyways, so he invited me into his realm, which I'm so grateful for, and he taught me how to play the bass. Then I met Ilamar, who opened the doors up, and I must say, my experience where I was and where I'm now, what I can say to my younger self is, do it for the passion, do it for the love, the excitement, and the hard work. Yes, it is cuck. The motivation is draining. There is none. But if you persevere and you just push and you do your things every day, even if it's for half an hour a day, persevere, stay positive, and keep on practicing. I mean, if I can show you a video from 3 years ago and a video where I am now,
you started exceptionally quickly. Just want to say, it was like one day I remember seeing on
that's what
Facebook,
she
you made a
does.
post. So I'm kind of like figuring this shit out. And then like a week later, you were covering Seven Nation Army. But a week after that, it was like triplets. I don't know shit.
But that is the amazing thing about Laura. If she puts her head to something.
But that's what I want to tell
that's
my
what she
younger
does.
self is it's all about, yes, you're going to get your bad days. You're going to get your great days. You're not going to have time because I've got a full-time job also. You just need to be kind to yourself and see it as fun and learn as much as you can. Ask the questions. You're not stupid. And practice every single, the scales, your fretboard. It's so in a click track, for fuck's sake.
Amen.
Especially as a bassist.
Does it help with me though?
No. So just persevere. You're going to get literally your hard days. But all you need to see is your goal at the end of the day. What is your goal? Is to be the most amazing bassist in your life that you want to be with the right people in your life.
I'll drink to that. Cheers.
Cheers.
So I would say.
What's yours?
Nah, I was a little bit of a weird child growing
Was.
up. I know.
Weird children
So-
can turn into weird adults. Just saying.
But I think my advice would be your now is not forever. So wherever you are stuck now, if it's not where you want to be, no, it's not where you're going to be for the rest of your life. I don't think that you need to look at art in general. If you want to be a painter, if you want to be a musician, the first way that humans communicated was through art. So we've got it in ourselves. So you need to find out what is the way that you want to sort of project what you're feeling.
Reset.
And when you found that and it's comfortable, don't be scared of what you are, because everybody else is feeling exactly the same thing.
Don't be intimidated.
Don't be intimidated. Your now is not forever. If there's 2 or 3 people that can resonate with what you produce to the table, then great. But the biggest thing of all is do what makes you happy. So if you feel that you want to do something, have fun. And if you're doing what you love and you're presenting who you are, it's always
That's
fun.
why we have fun as the Russian dolls. We see it as have fun. She reminds me
don't-
not to overthink.
I don't think art should ever be your means of making money. I don't think it should be a way
Oh, we
of
can
making
chat
a
on
living.
that for ages because
But-
I'm so with you on
And
that.
and I think that if you perceive your art as something that's going to produce an income where you can live off of, you're going to lose the whole objective of art. art and artistry and
Gotta enjoy it.
singing and painting and
See the
and all of
magic.
those things. That is the only reason you're doing that is to present something of who you are to the world. It's not about making money. When you start trying to make money off of it, it's going to become an issue. It's going to become anxiety. It's going to become depression. You're going to reach a block. Enjoy what you're
If you
doing.
need to get money out of a thing, you need to have an outcome. If you need to
Or
have
a
an
sugar
outcome,
daddy.
you need to have a
But
plan.
that's the thing, is
You know.
like, that's why I keep telling everybody, work hard, have fun, the money will come. The more fun you have on stage, the more fun you had at rehearsals, the more fun you have with writing new music, the money will come.
The money will come so you can pay your bar
Eventually.
tab at the end of the night. That's where we are. I mean, let's be honest. But
Do
that's
the
a different-
responsible thing. Pay your life by doing money-earning things, if I'm understanding correctly,
and then
and then play music to pay
I'm
for
not
the
going to
music.
agree with her on that one, but that's her life and that's my life. We're a bit different.
And there you have it. You know, that is pretty much, I think, the picture of the Russian dolls. And, you know,
you never know what you're going to
you are layered like onions. There's depth to you. I would highly suggest to anyone listening to this, go to a Russian doll show, buy these ladies a shot each, just
Tequila.
to be cool. It's tequila and one drink silver, one drink's gold. And go and have a chat with them, especially if you're a younger lady in the industry. I cannot recommend to you highly enough. There's so much more to be said than this, but I think, ladies, that was it for this chat. I look forward to talking to you girls again.
Thank you,
Is it
boss.
sexist to say you girls?
Now,
We
please
we
say you girls.
identify as toasters.
No,
Okay.
no.
I would love to
identify
chat to you
as
toasty girls
single,
later.
Unavailable.
Well, I identify as hilarious. So, you know, listen,
We
thank
all
you
have our
so very
issues.
much. I look forward to seeing you people at Galpalooza, 9th and 10th of August at Klitsgras. Thank you so much for looking sexy while playing bass.
Thank you very much.
Please don't cancel me for this and take anything
Thank
out of
you.
context. Just a big
Thank
shout
you,
out
Bob.
quickly to Railways for letting me film here. Thank you to the guys supporting the podcast. There might be something like a Patreon coming up sooner or later. And if you want to get involved with things like this, chat to me. Big shout out, Audio Torch. Love you. Thank you for sponsoring cameras. Okay, bye. Ek mag nie sê okay, bye nie. That shit is
Okay,
actually...
thank you, love you, bye.
That is trademarked.
Irma, thank you, love you, bye.
Minkie Milan. Mama sien julle nou.
Okay, yeah. Biltong en Katsumi by die huis. Ek sien julle nou. It's the dog and the cat.